Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. In our last session we have discussed different types of defining functions that include void function, function returning values and passing parameters to function. What is a void function? Void function is a type of function that does not return any value. We will not have the keyword return there in a void function. And second, function returning value or values. Unlike any other high-level programming language like C, C++ or Java, functions in Python can return multiple values. Okay. Then third one, passing parameters to function. It adds some kind of dynamic aspect to programming. User can pass any value, user-defined values at the time of calling the function. And in today's topic, we will be looking at types of arguments. Actually, there are four types of arguments: positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments and variable length arguments. Okay, and we will be looking at positional arguments and default arguments in detail. Okay, you know the concept of arguments or parameters. Actually, there are two terminologies: arguments or parameters. What are parameters? Parameters are the values provided in the parenthesis, or we can say arguments. Parameters are the values provided in the function header part of the function definition, and arguments are the values provided in the function call. Plus we have two more terminologies: actual arguments or actual parameters and formal arguments or formal parameters. What are actual arguments or actual parameters? Actual parameters are the parameters provided in the function call, and formal parameters are the parameters provided in the function definition. Even though we are using the terms arguments and parameters interchangeably, we can have arguments and parameters with the same meaning. Okay, we are considering both as same here in our context. Okay, so we can have an example. Def f1 of, we are passing x and y, then we'll have the body of the function plus f1 20 30. This is a function calling statement. Okay, function definition and function calling. Here we have two parameters, x and y, and x and y can be called as formal parameters or formal arguments. And 20 and 30, at the time of calling the function we are passing 20 and 30, and they can be called as actual parameters or actual arguments. So actual parameters or actual arguments are the parameters or arguments provided in the function call, and formal parameters or formal arguments are the parameters or arguments provided in the function header part of the function definition, or simply function definition. Okay, then we can have positional arguments first. Okay, what do you mean by positional arguments? From the term itself we can define all these terminologies. Positional arguments based on position. Okay, following position. Then default arguments, we will have default values. Okay, then keyword arguments, we can have keywords or names for arguments. Okay, then finally variable length arguments. Variable length arguments, the length can be varied. Okay, we can have positional arguments first. What do you mean by positional arguments? Positional arguments are the arguments that are passed to a function in a correct positional order. Okay, positional arguments are arguments passed to a function in its correct positional order. Actually, we are following that method. We have been following that method so far. Okay, this is an example for positional argument. Okay, because 20 will be passed to x and 30 to y. Okay, based on position. So here we have an example: def subtract a comma b, print a minus b, and we have two calling statements: subtract 100 comma 20 and subtract 200 comma 100. Okay, so we can look at the definition part first. Def subtract is a function name, and we have two parameters, two formal arguments. Okay, or two formal parameters. A and b are the formal parameters. Okay, then the definition will have only one statement: print a minus b. It's to subtract. Okay, then subtract 100 comma 200. That's our first function calling statement. We are passing 100 and 200. Okay, the first value 100 will be passed to a, and the second value 200 will be passed to b. Okay, so what will be the result? Minus 100. 100 minus 200. Okay, so minus 100 will be the result of the first function calling statement. Okay, for the second function calling, we are simply changing the order. Okay, then let's see how the result will be. 200 comma 100. The first value is 200, which will be passed to A, and second value is 100, that will be passed to B. So it is 200, print A minus B, 200 minus 100, that is 100 will be printed. You can see the difference. For the first function calling, the result is minus 100, and the second function calling, the result is 100. Okay, so here in positional arguments, the number of parameters as well as the position of parameters must be matched. Okay, number of parameters as well as position of parameters must be matched. If you are changing the order or the position, what happens? The result may also be changed. Okay, when we change the order, the position of arguments, the result will be changed. There won't be any error. Okay, the result will be changed. But if you try to change the number of arguments, it results in error. Suppose here, here we have two arguments, two parameters, and suppose we are passing only one parameter. What will be the result? What? It will be an error. Why? Because here we have two formal parameters. So at the in the function calling statement, we must have two arguments, two actual arguments. Okay. Otherwise, it will result in error. Okay. So this is all about positional arguments. Okay. And the second one is default arguments. We have already seen what a default argument is. Okay. What is the meaning of default? We can think it of as what? Already. Okay. Already having. Okay. So default argument. A default argument is an argument which assumes a value if no value is passed to the function when for the arguments, for the argument. Okay. A default argument is an argument which assumes a value if no value is passed to the function for that argument. Okay, that is what default argument is. We can have an example. Def greet message name equal to Geetu, print hello name good morning. Okay, plus we have two function calling statements, greet message Vinay and greet message empty. Okay, let's see the working. Definition part. Def greet message. Greet message is a function name with one parameter name. Okay, name equal to Geetu. Here you can see simply a comma b. We haven't had any values. Okay, value. But here you can see name is a variable. Name is a formal parameter having a value. Geetu. We can what? We can think Geetu as the default name for the name. Okay, so this is what default argument is. Okay. Then print hello. Hello will be printed as it because it's in quotes. Okay. The name will be printed what the name we pass or the default name. Okay. Then good morning will be printed as such. Okay, because hello and good morning are in double quotes. Okay. A name prints the value of name. Okay. Then we can have our first function calling statement. Greet message Vinay. Okay. What happens? Greet message. We are calling the function greet message by passing Vinay. Okay, we have a value Vinay, and what happens is Vinay will be passed to name. Actually, we have a value for name already, that is Geetu. When we pass Vinay, Geetu will be replaced by Vinay. Okay, so what will be the result? Yeah, hello Vinay, good morning. Okay, hello Vinay, good morning will be the value. Then second function call, greet message. We don't have any values or value, so it passes to the definition part. Name equal to Geetu. So, which takes Geetu as the default name for name. Okay, and the result will be hello Geetu, good morning. Why it's hello Geetu, good morning? Because we are not passing any value at the time of calling the function, so it prints the default value. It takes the default value, that is Geetu. Okay, hello Geetu, good morning will be printed. Okay, so this is a working of default arguments or argument is. Okay, let's see some variation of default arguments. Here we have three statements, three functions. Let's see the first one. Def greet message name equal to Geetu comma message equal to hi. Okay, here in the first case we have only one variable or one formal argument, formal parameter, but here we have two formal parameters. Okay, name and message with values. For name it is Geetu and for message it is hi. Okay, then print hello name hi. Hello, what is the value of name? It is Geetu hi. Hello Geetu hi will be printed. Okay, hello Geetu hi will be printed. It works smoothly. Okay, let's see the second one. def greet message name comma message equal to hi. Here we have only what actually we have two parameters, but we have default value for only one parameter, that is for message. Okay, first name, we don't have any what default value, so name comma message equal to hi. Okay, then print name comma message. Name will get a value at the time of calling the function. We can pass a value to name. Okay, so message, the value of message will be hi. If you're passing anything, it will be replaced. Okay, what hi will be replaced by the passed value. Okay, so these two statements of the functions will work smoothly. Let's see the third one. Def greet message name equal to abc comma msg, then print name comma message. Is there any problem? Is there any problem with the third one? Yes, it's an error. Why? There is a condition. Non-default argument follows default argument. Okay, non-default argument follow default argument. How can we make it correct? Here we have seen the non-default, that is name. Okay, then default, it is message. Here the what we have changed the order, that is default argument is given first, but we cannot give the default argument first. We must have positional argument or the normal argument first. Okay, so just by changing these statements to this order, def greet message message comma name equal to abc will be a correct one. Okay, so we have to change the order, that is default argument must be after the positional argument. Default argument must be after the normal argument. Okay, normal parameter. Okay, so just by changing what name equal to abc comma msg to msg comma name equal to abc, just like this, name comma msg. Here we have added default arguments at the end after this positional. Okay, the same way here also we can give after the what normal argument. Okay, so this is all about default arguments. Okay, let's have a quick revision on this. Here what it's a definition. X and y are formal parameters, and 20 and 30 are actual parameters. Actual parameters are the parameters provided in the function call, and formal parameters are the parameters provided in the function definition. Okay, then types of arguments. We have four types of arguments: positional, default, keyword, and variable length. Okay, we have seen what positional arguments first. Positional argument is an argument. What is that? Positional argument is an argument passed to a function in its correct positional order. Okay, the number of arguments and the position of arguments must be matched. In our example, we have a function subtract with two parameters a and b, two formal parameters a and b, and two function calling statements. In the first function calling, we are passing 100 comma 200. 100 will be assigned to a, 200 to b. Then it gives the result minus 100. Okay, suppose we are changing the order, 200 comma 100. 200 will be assigned to a, 100 to b, and at the time we get what 100 as a result. Okay, so at the time of changing the position or changing the order, we may get a different result. Okay, but if you try to change the number of arguments or number of parameters, it results in error. Okay, meaning here we have two formal parameters, so in the calling function we must have two. We must have two actual parameters. Okay, that's all about what positional arguments based on its position. Okay, based on the positional order. Okay, then second one is default arguments. A default argument is an argument that assumes a value if no value for that argument is passed to the function. Okay, here we have assumed a value for name, that is what Geetu is, and we are printing hello Geetu, what hello name good morning, and here also we have two function calling statements, greet message Vinay. Okay, we are passing Vinay first, so Geetu will be replaced by Vinay, and hello Vinay good morning will be printed for the first function calling, and for the second calling we are not passing anything, so at the time its default value of name is Geetu, that will be taken. Okay, so hello Geetu good morning will be printed as a result of the second function calling statements, and we have seen three variations of what default arguments. Okay, here in the first case we have default value for both name and message. Name equal to Geetu, message equal to hi. Hello name hi will be printed. Okay, we'll have a value for name. Okay, at the time of calling you can pass any value. Then greet message name comma message equal to hi. Here also what we are printing name and message, it prints smoothly because we have added the default arguments after the normal argument. Okay, but here in the third case it won't work smoothly. It results in error because we have a condition non-default arguments follow default argument. Okay, arguments. Okay, so how can you make it right? Just by changing the order, or just by what adding some changes to this code. Okay, name equal to abc comma msg. So meaning it is very simple. Default arguments cannot be added as the first argument. Okay, default argument cannot be added as a first formal parameter. It must be after positional or normal argument or parameter. Okay, so this is all about positional arguments and default arguments. Okay, we can see keyword arguments and variable arguments in the next session. So thank you for watching.